Tenants insurance is a cheap and easy way to protect your personal property and liability exposures. As 2/3 of Canadians currently rent their home, it's important to understand the coverages and exclusions of your policy. For tenants who share their home, the risks are increased simply because more people are occupying the property. So in today's video, we're going to be covering why you need tenants insurance, common myths and misconceptions, and if you need an individual policy or you can share it with a roommate. If neither you nor your roommate has a lot of personal belongings, you may think you don't need tenant insurance. One common misconception is that renters think our landlord has insurance on the property, so we don't need tenant insurance. Landlords purchase insurance for the structure, but not for your personal belongings or your personal liability. The landlord's policy typically covers the building, appliances, window coverings, and other items left in the home for your use. However, you will have no protection under this policy and will need to purchase your own coverage. So what will tenant insurance cover? Your personal property while you're at home for almost any damage. Fire, theft, windstorm, water damage, to name a few. In some cases, policies will also cover inland flood and earthquake. It'll also cover your personal property while temporarily away from the home for the same types of loss or damage. For example, if you're traveling and your luggage is stolen, or you lose your camera, you should be covered by your tenant's policy. Tenants insurance will also cover your personal liability at home. If someone comes to visit and they injure themselves tripping over the snowboard you left at your front door, you could be facing a lawsuit. Your tenant's policy will step up to cover the loss if you're found negligent, as well as any legal fees. For example, if you're skiing and you lose control, smashing into another skier causing an injury, again, your tenant's insurance can step up to handle any resulting lawsuit. If neither you nor your roommate has a lot of personal belongings, you may be thinking you don't need tenant insurance. However, I want to go over some reasons why you still need insurance. If you accidentally fall asleep while you're cooking dinner, you could be looking at significant smoke damage to your apartment. Most likely, your landlord will be coming after you for the repair costs, and a tenant insurance policy can cover you for the smoke damage for the apartment you're renting. Your apartment could be as secure as Fort Knox, but it's possible that something can get stolen from your car. This would not be covered under your auto insurance policy, but can be covered under a renter's insurance policy. If you've got things in storage, especially if you live in a condo, you can get storage insurance on your tenant insurance policy. And some policies may include it automatically, so just be sure to ask the licensed insurance agent. The cost of insurance varies depending on a number of factors, including the value of your possessions. You can actually reduce your monthly premium by simply increasing your deductible. You just take on a bit more risk and pay a lower premium. When you think insurance is expensive, I want you to think about the cost of replacing your laptop and smartphone. We all have them, and your tenant's insurance policy can protect them. When you start adding up what it would cost to replace your clothes, shoes, accessories, as well as the basics around your home and your kitchen and bathroom, you'll probably be really surprised. So conduct a home inventory to get a rough idea of what your possessions are worth. We've included a link in the description below of a sample home inventory that you can download. Most policies give you replacement cost coverage on your contents. So even if you bought your couch at a garage sale, you might face having to buy a new one after a fire or water loss. Maybe you don't think your belongings are worth much, but when you add up the cost to replace all your old stuff with brand new stuff plus tax, you may be thinking differently. Some insurance policies limit the value of belongings covered for students living away from their parents' home, and most insurance companies will require you to be financially dependent on your parents and only temporarily away from their home. If you decide to have a party and someone is seriously injured by tripping over the stack of books you left at your stairs, they may decide to sue you. Or if you're playing a recreational sport and accidentally injure someone, you could be held liable. We all like to believe that our friends would never sue us or accidents won't happen, but are you really willing to take that risk? Often when you're trying to rent a place, the landlord will insist that you have a tenant's insurance policy in place, so it's a good idea to get one now. So you understand the importance of getting tenant insurance now. But if you have a roommate, you may have a decision to make. Some insurance providers allow roommates to share a policy and therefore split the premium between them. At square one, roommates must purchase separate policies, and here are reasons why. If you take out one policy in both your names Any claim that your roommate makes will affect your loss history. Let's say she takes out her dog for a walk and it bites someone. This can result in a huge liability suit. The effect of this claim could cause a problem for you once you're no longer sharing and you're looking to get your own policy. And depending on the number of claims your roommate made and the dollar amount of those claims, you could face a higher premium going forward, even though you never had any of these losses yourself. What a great roommate. Even worse, you could be denied insurance if the history is bad enough. If you have to put in a claim yourself, the payment will be made out to both you and your roommate. That means you're going to need your roommate's signature before you can cash a claims check for your lost camera. And if some of your property is damaged, as well as some of your roommates, you'll need to know how much each of you will split from the claim settlement check. If your roommate moves out, whether they wanted to, or you asked them to because you couldn't stand living in the same place for another minute, you'll have to track them down and get a signature allowing the insurance company to take their name off the policy. Otherwise, any future claims could still be payable to both of you. You may not even be able to cancel the policy altogether without getting your old roommate's signature. A 50-50 split on the premium may not be fair for both of you. If you're moving into your friend's apartment, they may already have a living room suite, TV, kitchen suite, and more. All you're bringing in is your bedroom furniture and your clothing. You may both have to sit down and complete individual personal property inventory forms to determine the replacement cost of all your belongings. You'll need to decide if you're going to pay it all up front or if you want to go on monthly payments. If one tenant moves out, that could leave you holding the bag and paying the full insurance premium yourself. Or worse, you may have to refund this prorated share of the insurance, so be sure to cover this in your roommate agreement. If you had your own tenant's policy for $30,000 and then you add your roommate's name to the policy, you'll likely have to increase the amount of coverage in order to properly cover all your personal belongings for both of you. If there are more than 2 or 3 of you in sharing a place, it's highly unlikely that any insurance company will want to issue a policy in that many names. You may each have to take out your own policies whether you like it or not. Buying separate policies not only offers superior protection, but with Square One, you can also tailor your policy more exactly to meet your needs. It should also be noted, however, that spouses or relatives may automatically be covered under your policy as they are not considered roommates by your insurance provider. So if you're looking for a tenant insurance quote, be sure to visit squareoneinsurance.com. And if you have any further questions around tenant insurance or insurance with a roommate, you can leave a comment down below and we'll be sure to get to it. Thank you for watching, everyone.